Hello and welcome back to another episode on the Ambassador Sports Network. I'm Dalito Kulameka.
And I'm Shane Dunkley.
And on today's episode, we will be discussing the softball's recent stretch of games and their recent wins versus Russ College.
We'll also be discussing our baseball team's first wins of the season, while also diving into how the NCAA tournament has unfolded. You ready, brother?
Let's get right to it.
Yes, sir.
Look, Shane, it feels good to come in here and look, the softball team, to be quite frank, they're on a hot streak right now. They've won 4 of the last 7 games, including a 3-game win streak versus conference opponent Russ College. Well, what do you got to say about that, man?
Hey, man, I'll say this. We dove into this on later episodes or past episodes that we have done, and we said that baseball or softball is a game of streaks, right? And we're seeing our predictions come into flow.
We said just give it some time. The season came out to some unexpected rough times, but now after this past 7 games where the girls won 4 of them, including a 3-game win streak, I think it's up from here. It's only up.
And that's evident in the series against Russ College. Oakwood dominated the first game of the series, jumping out to an 8-0 lead at the top of the third and ended the game 9-1. Freshman Sarah Tate played a great game with 1 run, 1 hit, and 3 RBIs with 3 at-bats. Game 2 started off slow, but by the end of the third, it was 6-0, and the Lady Ambassadors would eventually go on to win 11-2. Tony Sims, who is a part of that freshman trio, I know they don't want us to call him that anymore. Freshman,
they said they prefer the big three. They
freshman
said they prefer
big three.
The big three.
We'll go with that. So she had 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 RBIs with 4 at-bats along with that. Fellow freshman Kareen Whitehead also played the game with 3 at-bats, 1 hit, 1 run, and 4 RBIs, including her first inside the park home run. That's incredible.
That you got to be fast for that.
Exactly.
This team got some burners. They got some burners. And it didn't stop there. Game 3, like we said, 3-game sweep. Game 3 was a straight demolition job from start to finish. And that freshman, my fault. The freshman big three was helping add to the wrecking crew with the end score being 12-1 in favor of the Lady Ambassadors. Jayla Hawkins had another in-park home run, and that's her 3rd of the year. So this team is hot right now. And throughout this series versus Russ, Anna Jones, 6 total at-bats, 4 total runs, 5 total hits, and 3 total RBIs, including being named Oakwood's official player of the week. And then Sydney Arnett. Man, Sydney Arnett is so good. She pitched all 3 games, and she only allowed 8 hits, 4 runs, and in 53 at-bats, she threw 22 strikeouts. So that's amazing.
And Delisa, who said Sydney Arnett can just pitch, right? I know I ain't say it.
I didn't say it either.
She put up stats with 1 run, 3 hits, 3 RBIs at 4 at-bats. I feel like Sydney Arnett may be the next Shohei Ohtani.
The girl version is not crazy to say that. She just might be Ohtani.
Maybe. And shout out to one of our freshman big three, Jordan Howard, for her first inside the park home run. And that would be the first of the year, obviously. But like I said before, incredibly hard to do. So shout out Jordan Howard because you're amazing.
And we can't forget about Katie Johnson in that 3rd game who had 3 runs, 3 hits, in 4 at-bats. So you see the consistency right there. 4 at-bats and you're hitting the ball every time and you're scoring. This team couldn't be stopped against Russ. And this was a huge win. This was a huge stretch, a clean sweep of a conference opponent. Oakwood is now 4-5 in conference play. And like we said earlier, the games that really matter are those conference games. Oakwood is 3rd in the conference now, and we're moving up the standings. We're behind Dillard, and I believe we're behind Stillman in the college standings right now. So although they would go on to lose the next 2 games against Cumberland University, I would take those games with a grain of salt because Oakwood is winning our conference games, and that is what really matters here.
That's literally it. That's it. And the ball will keep on rolling against Lemoyne Owens. The Lady Ambassadors smacked them in the first game, winning 8-0. And the game ended up ending due to a mercy rule. You don't see that a lot. So
you don't see that a lot in college sports.
It must have been bad. It must have been a smackdown, So this was the first home win of the season at Oakwood University. Katie Johnson was a force in this game, putting up 2 runs, 3 hits, and 1 RBI in 4 at-bats. Jordan Howard had 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 RBI in 3 at-bats, just continuing to dominate on the hitting side of the ball.
Yeah, and in this game, too, we saw at the beginning of the game, the girls came out on fire. Hit after hit after hit. Sydney Arnett, pitch after pitch after pitch. The girls were really in sync this game, and another 1-2 punch. Anna Jones, who's Sydney Arnett's catcher, they continued their 1-2 punch, pitcher-catcher dynamic, with Jones finishing with 1 run, 2 hits, 1 RBI, and 3 at-bats. And like you said, Arnett just might be the girl version of Shohei Ohtani. I don't even know if Shohei Ohtani's doing this. Arnett pitched the whole game, allowing 4 hits, no runs, and 7 strikeouts and 21 at-bats. And then hitting 1 run, 1 hit, and 2 RBIs in 3 at-bats. The second game against Lemoyne Owens, they came out with some fire. After being mercy ruled 8-0, I know that had to be pretty embarrassing for them. So they acted like it was embarrassing, and they came out. It was a back-and-forth battle, but the Ambassadors would lose a close one, 5-4. Let's hear from ASN reporter Kaylin Sterling, who met with Jordan Howard and Sydney Arnett after the game.
Hello, I'm Kaylin Sterling, and welcome back to Kaylin's Corner. Today I have special guests with me.
Jordan.
And
Sydney.
Jordan, you had an impressive game today. What was your mindset going into it?
Today I had a lot of support from my family today, so I was just ready to play my game and do great.
That's awesome. You guys won today 8-0. How does it feel to have a home game win under your belt?
It feels pretty good. I just wish that we would have pulled that second one through, but I think we did really good today.
What was the biggest challenge for you guys today, and how did you guys conquer it?
I feel like today was us being consistent. Like, we had a hard time to be being consistent. We had to work together, but we pulled it out the first game, but we fell short the second, so we have it next time.
What was your biggest thing that you can take from the game today to build on for future games?
I think that our bats came alive during the first and second game. We just fell short.
How does this game and today set the tone for the rest of the season?
For me, it gives me motivation because I know we can win, but I pray that we can continue our togetherness and unity for the next games to come.
Y'all won 4 of the last 7 games. How does it feel?
It feels great. It helps us keep going and to know that we can actually do something with the sport that we all love to play.
Thank you guys so much for joining me today. It's been wonderful. Back to you guys in the stew.
Thank you for that, Kaylin. It definitely feels good to be on the winning side of a softball game.
I would have to agree.
Yeah, man, especially after how the season started. You know, just seeing the girls just transform their season and not give up and give in, that's just great to see. Speaking of that, the girls played a tough stretch of games, playing 7 games in 4 days. Like, I know, I want to take a nap just reading that.
And a bunch of them are on the road. The 3 games, Sunday and Monday versus Rust, and then the games versus Cumberland University. That's traveling from Alabama to Tennessee, then back home for Wednesday for 2 home games versus Lemoyne.
Man, kudos to that, man, because that really shows what a college athlete is, compared to the regular person like me and you.
Yeah, who just come here every week and record episodes and
exactly.
But yeah, they got a little bit of rest. This 2-day rest between Wednesday, but they're right back at it Saturday night.
Oh yeah, man, they'll play the 3 home games versus Voorhees University, another conference opponent. Definitely a critical game for conference play, and if the Lady Ambassadors want to move up on the standings.
And look, I mean, I wouldn't be too scared as an analyst. I wouldn't be too scared of Voorhees University. Okay. Russ was able to beat them twice,
man, they're
and
soft.
Voorhees is 3-10 on the year. So we just beat Russ 3 times, and it's not the games are not played on paper. Each opponent is different, but. Man, this should be a game the Ambassadors.
Stop playing that high road, man. Voorhees is food, man. Voorhees, if you're hearing this, them Lady Ambassadors coming, man.
This is a game the Ambassadors should easily win, and they should be able to go on another 3-game win streak. And Voorhees, like I said, they are a little hot. They're on a 2-game win streak going into this matchup.
Against who?
Against Russ College, but
the team we just beat.
Hey, it's true. But look, I got the Lady Ambassadors. All that being said, I got the Lady Ambassadors, and now we'll go on to look at baseball and their first wins of the season. Let's get it.
Let's go down to John Hunt Park, where ASN reporter Jaden Barney is on for the recap.
Thank you, boys. We'll be taking a recap into yesterday's doubleheader against Philander Smith University, as well as looking at today's game. First, recapping yesterday's doubleheader. First game, we see that is knotted up at 6-6 until at the bottom of the 7th, Jorge Hernandez comes in and hits it with a walk-off 7-6 slam to bring in Joshua Mack from second. Now we're looking at the second game to recap. We noticed that Captain Clutch does it again. Jordan Jennings, who will be standing alongside me for today's interview, brings it in and clearing bases to make it 5-2, and they eventually win the game against Philander again. Now we're looking at today's game. We noticed that it is a well-fought back-and-forth game. We're seeing that bats are alive. We see they're moving. Currently, there is some uncertainty at the pitching mound right now. We're seeing that Oakwood Ambassadors are going back and forth, pitting in new pitchers and pulling them out, and we're wondering what their plan is and their game execution. But that doesn't take away from their fact of their grit and their determination to get this win and close them out. So they'll be 3-0. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Jaden. The first game was a game that saw the Ambassadors take the lead early. And like Jaden said, Jorge Hernandez came up big in the bottom of the 7th inning with the walk-off. And quite frankly, it was amazing just to watch. Jorge Hernandez ended the game with 1 run, 1 hit, 2 RBIs, and in 3 at-bats. And shout out freshman Dakota Cobb, who pitched a full game, allowing 7 hits, 6 runs, and pitching 3 strikeouts.
Yeah, Dali, so big is right. The Oakwood Ambassadors would snap a 23-game losing streak, winning 7-6 in the first game. Definitely a relief and feel-good moment for this team, man. Along with that, Jordan Jennings would contribute to that, racking up 2 RBIs and would score 1 run with 3 at-bats. Also, Kyler Bradley will also tag along with 2 RBIs.
And in that second game, it was a game that saw Oakwood fall behind, top of the third, 3-0. But by the 6th inning, this Ambassador team dug deep, and they would take the lead, go up 5-2, and that would be enough to hold the lead for an ending score of 5-3. Look at them Ambassadors, Shane.
Like facts, man. I got to mention my guy Jordan Jennings again. He would have a remarkable showing in Game 2, adding on to that with 3 RBIs, 1 hit, and 1 run. And flipping to the other side of the ball, pitching, Eli Kennedy, Anthony Brent, Darwin Cornada, they combined for an allowed 2 hits, stifling the Philander Smith hitting.
Just like you said, Jordan Jennings again, they called him Captain Clutch, and I'm going to call him Captain Clutch too because he was amazing in that game. But once again, Jorge Hernandez came up big with 1 hit, 2 runs in 3 at-bats, and Trayvon Jones had 2 hits, 1 hit in 2 at-bats. And look, Shane, Oakwood has won the past 2 games against Philander. So by the 3rd game, tensions are high. Players don't really want to see each other anymore. You're tired of facing this team, and you would see that early in the game with Jordan Jennings sadly getting ejected. And it was a tight game until Oakwood would go down 13-5 by the top of the 6th, and then bottom of the 7th, they climbed back into the game and cut the lead to 15-10. But it was bottom of the 9th, Shane. Oakwood had 2 outs. Jorge Hernandez was up to bat. A strikeout here would end the game. 2 guys are on base, 1 on 3rd and 1 on 2nd. Wow. Hernandez hit the ball, bringing in Trayvon Jones, and here came Jeremy Matos following suit. But he would cut it a little too close, and he couldn't reach home plate in time, and he would get out, and the Ambassadors' comeback effort would fall short, with Oakwood losing 15-12. Still winning the series 2-1 versus Philander Smith. So if I'm Oakwood, this feels good. This feels good.
Oh, yeah, Dali. So despite the loss to Philander in the final game, the offense would be racking it up, obviously scoring 12 points, right? And sophomore Anthony Brent would contribute to that, adding 3 hits, and he would score 2 runs with 5 at-bats. Jorge Hernandez would do the same thing with 4 hits, 1 run scored with 5 at-bats. And finally, I got to go to my guy Tedris Hamilton. He would have 3 hits, 1 RBI, and 5 total at-bats as well.
Yeah, this was a game. A lot of stats, a lot of players to shout out. Ahmad Woods, 4 RBIs, 2 hits, 1 run in 5 at-bats. Joshua Mack with 3 RBIs, 2 hits, and 1 run. Kyler Bradley, 3 hits, 2 RBIs, and 6 at-bats. Trayvon Jones had 2 hits, 2 runs, and 4 at-bats. This was a good series versus Philander, where you see a conference opponent, Oakwood ending, what did you say, a 23-game losing streak, winning their first 2 games of the year back-to-back, and then falling short in the 3rd one. But like I said in our previous episodes, we got to keep it down. When we get to shootouts, that's when things start getting out of hand, and now we're trying to fight and overcome we're tired, the players are tired, all of that. But when Oakwood keeps the score down, it makes our chance of error less, and now we have more room for error is what I meant to say, sorry. But we have more room for error, and now the score is lower, so it's easier for us to hit, like we saw in that first game, a walk-off.
And let me tell you this, same thing I said about the softball team a couple episodes ago, right? All you need is 1. This 2-game win streak that we had could mean the world for this baseball team. And who knows, we might win 2 other games next series, you know.
Yes,
all
sir.
we need is 1, you know, and this baseball team got it. So congrats to our ambassadors. Speaking on that, let's hear quickly from junior Jordan Jennings on his thoughts on the series and his unfortunate ejection.
Yesterday was good. Obviously, it's good when we come out with 2 wins. Energy was high. We played just all around good baseball. Kind of just a heat of the moment thing. I mean, if you know me, you know I don't really just jump off at the mouth like that. But if it get to a point where you're saying too much, something too disrespectful, I'm going to say something, and then I just let my emotions get the best of me. I wasn't really thinking, and then just said something I really shouldn't have. And I got to live with the consequences.
The baseball team will play again this Tuesday, April 1st, and then rest a little bit before they go into conference play this upcoming weekend.
We'll now go into our March Madness segment, previewing our picks and how they're faring so far. First, I got to start with Dalit. So, man, how's your picks going, bro?
Look, man, the ASN, we have a little challenge here with our director, Drew. He's included on it, too. And our bracket, you know, Shane's in first place right now. I believe
Say it
Drew's
again.
in second.
Say it again for people that ain't here.
But it's all right. It's all right. Look, the goal was never to get the correct bracket. It's impossible. No one's ever done it, ever. But you know what the goal was?
What's the goal?
Them Florida Gators going all the way. And look, them Florida Gators do look nice. I feel like personally they've had one of the hardest roads, you know. Number 1 seed, you know, you're supposed to have a little bit, hope some upsets happen. But like we said last episode on the March Madness special, I didn't see a lot of upsets happening. And we see, besides Arkansas, which their run ended, no, it's all top heavy. In Florida, they played Norfolk State first round, win. And then they went on to play UConn, back-to-back defending national champions. That was a tough game. Win. Walter Clayton Jr., amazing in that game. And then you look at the game they just played, Maryland, a 4 seed. It was close at halftime, and then Florida prevailed. I'm trying to tell you guys, although Duke looks nice, I underestimated, I said their youth, but look, they're about to run into Alabama. Who I got going to the championship. Mark Sears. I know John's probably going to touch on that, but we already know what they did last night. 25 for 51 from 3 as a team. Alabama's looking scary. So Duke or Alabama's going to get knocked out. Auburn, Michigan, they're about to play. I'm not too worried about either one of those teams. Florida, them Gators, I still got them winning the national championship. What about you, John?
Speaking of Alabama, what you got, John?
So I have Auburn on my bracket. I have Auburn picked to win it. But it's the offense that I'm seeing in this tournament is looking crazy.
But you had Bama in the championship, correct?
Yes, I had Bama in the championship, and that just really solidifies it there. I had Auburn and Bama, but I don't know. Duke is looking nice. Auburn's looking nice. Florida's looking nice.
I tried to tell y'all.
Don't see one of them Texas Tech Raiders. We got Florida coming, but we do got Texas Tech coming too. I had Texas Tech losing to Florida, but Texas Tech is looking pretty nice as well. But we got to look out for Auburn because they have Tahad Pettiford coming off the bench with 23 points against Creighton University.
He did have
that
a big
is
game.
big. Janai Broome, he didn't have the big game that he usually has. He went 4 for 13 from the field with only 8 points. But in order to beat Michigan, you're going to need him to pick it up because Michigan, don't sleep on Michigan.
Michigan has them footers.
Right.
They could upset Auburn.
They could upset
Vlad
Auburn.
and Danny Wolf, they
true.
could just upset Auburn. But
Bama, I don't know. Bama is looking real scary. But they will be going against the Duke Blue Devils. And before, I had them losing because I didn't think Cooper Flag was going to be healthy. But, hey, we seen yesterday.
37,
30
6. 37 and 6.
That boy Flag looking scary.
And Arizona's a good team. BYU is also a good team. And Bama made them look like they shouldn't be on the same field.
This March Madness, Caleb Love came and showed up.
He did.
He definitely came.
He wasn't
and showed
the inefficient shot chucker that he
It's
normally
true.
is. He came and shut me up. Caleb Love, I apologize. You did your thing.
Hey, man, all that talking is good. I love the conversation that y'all are having, man. All that is cool, man, for discussion-wise, right?
Right.
Please don't overthink it, man. It's the Duke Blue Devils. Come on. Cooper
crazy to say
Flag,
that.
man, #1 pick in the draft, played the second best college basketball player at Arizona, Caleb Love, yesterday. And won the new 30 points, 7 assists, 7 rebounds, like you just said.
Caleb Love did have
right?
35 points, though.
Caleb
5
Love
threes.
is or not Caleb Love. What am I saying? Cooper Flag is generational.
Okay.
Cooper Flag is generational. That's on LeBron James, Kevin Durant, type player.
Type of prospect?
Exactly. We seen him back at the YouTube days, back in the park in New York, going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And, the 18-year-old's doing his thing now, right? So Cooper Flag, man, he's going to lead them to a championship, and I don't see anybody coming close. I know you said they're playing Alabama. Food, man. Alabama.
25 for 51.
Alabama.
It's rare to consistently do that.
Mark Sears hit 10 threes.
Exactly.
Aiden Holloway.
Like, how real is that?
Who's your boy?
Oh, LeBaron Fallon.
They
off the
were.
bench, freshman.
They are freshmen coming in there, hitting threes. Mark Sears, I feel like he has too much veteran experience. He's been here. Bama went to the Elite Eight last year.
Of course.
And we're talking about that offense, but they have nice defense as well.
Grant Nelson, them boys are there.
Yeah, Thanksgiving dinner, man. Food. Duke's gonna take care of business. It won't be a close game. Alabama lives and dies by the three, and they're gonna die by the three this weekend. So
Well, I mean, whoever they see, them Gators. Walter Clayton Jr., Elijah Martin.
Same team.
That's not food.
Same team.
You know them Gators. They live and die by that three.
Live and die by the three, and they're gonna die in the tournament.
But
Hey, like I said before, though.
we saw what happened the last two times they played Bama. Let's just say that.
Like I said
What was it,
before.
104-82?
They're the same team. It doesn't. I mean,
Like I said before, this is gonna be a top seed heavy March Madness.
Exactly.
We got Purdue playing against Houston today. And by the time this episode comes out, we'll see who wins these matchups for today. But we're in for a treat with this March Madness.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. Thank y'all for joining us for this episode of the ASN. We hope to see y'all next week. And go Dogs.
Chomp.
Nah, man, go Duke, man.
Give me them Gators, man. Give me them Gators.
All right, y'all.
Thank you for watching the Ambassador Sports Network. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and tap that bell so you're notified every time we post.